Hey everyone, welcome back. We're about to jump into a deep dive, a really interesting one, I think, into the world of natural sweeteners, but with a specific focus on India.
Oh, right.
So India's got this long and rich culinary history.
Incredible.
And we're going to be looking at a source today that kind of breaks down all these different natural sweeteners that are really popular in India. Some are ancient, some are a little more trendy.
I see.
But the cool thing is that they're all readily available.
That's great.
So no matter where you are in India, you can probably find these.
Awesome.
So let's start with something I think a lot of people are probably familiar with already.
Okay.
Stevia.
Yeah, stevia.
It's everywhere now, right?
It's global.
Yeah, you see it in grocery stores,
It's
here, even in like coffee shops. And in India, you can get stevia in a bunch of different forms.
Oh, wow.
So you can find the actual raw leaves if you want to go that route.
Interesting.
Or there's like powders, liquids, all that. And there's even some Indian brands like Zavich,
Sugar-free
green,
Okay.
Stevia alcohol.
Gotcha.
Like they're popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
So why do you think stevia has gotten so popular so quickly?
Well, I mean, you think about it, right? It's like hundreds of times sweeter than sugar.
It's crazy.
But it's got almost no calories.
Yeah.
So for folks who are watching their weight or have to manage like blood sugar, it's kind of a dream come true.
Yeah.
Plus, it doesn't have that like funky aftertaste that you get with some of the artificial sweeteners.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
It's interesting because it's like, it's plant-based, right?
Yeah.
It feels more natural, I think, for a lot of people.
Right.
Okay, so let's move from something super modern, like stevia, to something that's way more traditional.
Okay.
And that's jaggery.
Ah, jaggery.
Or gur, as it's called in some parts of India.
Yes.
I've always loved jaggery.
Yeah.
It's got that deep, rich, almost caramelly flavor.
Absolutely.
I remember having it in like traditional Indian sweets when I was a kid.
That's lovely.
And it just brings back all these memories.
Ah.
But it's clearly way more than just a sweetener in India, right?
Absolutely.
It's got like cultural significance.
Oh, yeah.
It's used in like ceremonies and festivals and even in Ayurveda, I think.
Absolutely.
So it's really woven into the fabric of India.
Totally.
So what are some of the different forms of jaggery that people can find?
So you can find jaggery in these solid blocks.
Yeah.
You can get it as a powder, like a granulated jaggery.
Oh, interesting.
And sometimes you can even find it in liquid form.
Wow, I haven't seen the liquid one.
Yeah, it's a little rarer, but it's out there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what about the health benefits, right?
So compared to refined sugar, jaggery actually retains a lot of its natural minerals.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. So you're getting, some iron, some potassium in there.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it's not just empty calories.
No, not at all.
It's actually giving you something back. That's awesome. So it's like these traditional sweeteners, they really have a different relationship with like food and well-being.
There's a connection there.
Yeah, there's a deeper connection there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about another sweetener that's kind of having a moment, which is coconut sugar.
Ah, yes.
And you see this, again, a lot of brands are popping up like Organic India, 24 Mantra Organic. They're making it really accessible.
Right.
And it's being touted as this healthier alternative to refined sugar.
Right.
So what's the story with coconut sugar? Like, how's it made?
So coconut sugar, it's made from the sap of coconut palm blossoms.
Okay.
So they tap the blossoms, collect the sap, and then they heat it up to evaporate the water.
Interesting.
And what you're left with is this like crystallized sugar.
Okay.
And it does have a lower glycemic index than regular sugar.
Oh, that's good.
Which means it doesn't spike your blood sugar as quickly. But it's still sugar, right?
Always. Yep.
So, everything in moderation.
Always.
But flavor-wise, it's got this like unique, almost butterscotchy kind of thing going on.
Oh, interesting.
Which a lot of people really like.
Yeah, I could see that being really good in like baking and things like that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so coconut sugar, better choice, but moderation.
Definitely.
Always key.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about natural sweeteners in India. We can't skip over honey.
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, it's like a staple in Indian kitchens. It's been used in Ayurveda forever.
Yeah.
And there are tons of brands, right? Like Dabur, Patanjali, Zandu.
Big names.
Big names, yeah.
Yeah.
And they all source their honey from different parts of India, which I think is really cool.
It is cool.
So what makes Indian honey so special?
Well, first off, India is one of the largest honey producers in the world.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and because of the diversity of the landscape and the flora, the honey from different regions has totally unique flavors and colors.
Oh, wow.
So honey from the Himalayas might be super floral.
Okay.
Whereas honey from, the southern states might have a completely different flavor profile.
That's amazing. So it's like you could do a honey tour of India.
Exactly. A taste of the different regions.
You get all these different flavors.
Totally.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And of course, honey's got all these health benefits.
Oh, for sure.
What?
Like boosting immunity, soothing a sore throat.
Yeah, good for coughs.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's switch gears again.
Right.
Let's talk about something a little newer, a little trendier.
All right.
Monk fruit sweetener.
Monk fruit, yeah.
But have you tried this?
I have, yeah. It's pretty interesting.
I've seen it more and more in health food stores. And you can definitely find it online, like on Amazon India.
For sure.
And there are brands like Lakanto that are really pushing it.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with monk fruit sweetener? What makes it so special?
So monk fruit sweetener comes from this melon.
Okay.
That's native to Southeast Asia.
Okay.
And it's crazy sweet, 300 times sweeter than sugar.
What?
But it has 0 calories.
That doesn't even make sense.
It's pretty wild.
That's wild.
And it doesn't raise your blood sugar levels.
Oh, wow.
So for people with diabetes or folks doing keto,
yeah,
it's a total game changer.
That makes sense.
But there is a catch.
Okay.
Some people find it has this slightly licoricey aftertaste.
Oh? Yeah.
So it's not for everyone.
I can see that. Yeah, it's definitely not a flavor that everyone loves.
You're not universally loved, yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to another sweetener.
Right.
Date sugar.
The date sugar, yep.
So this is pretty straightforward, right? It's just dates that have been dried and ground up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And I've seen it more and more in baking, in desserts and stuff.
It's definitely gaining popularity.
Yeah, it seems like it. So what are the pluses of using date sugar?
Well, it's naturally sweet, of course.
Yeah.
And because it's just dates, you're getting all the fiber and nutrients that are already in dates.
That's a good point.
So, potassium, iron, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it does have a pretty distinct flavor that might not work in every recipe.
Right.
And it can be a little clumpy.
Okay.
So you might have to work with it a little bit.
So it's good, but you got to kind of get to know it.
Yeah, it's got its quirks.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so for something totally different, let's head down south to South India.
All right.
And talk about palm sugar.
Oh, palm sugar, delicious.
So this is called Kairupati or Panam Kalkandu in South India.
Those are the local names.
And it's a big deal down there, right?
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
It's in so many dishes.
So what's the story with palm sugar? What makes it so special?
So it's made from the sap of different palm trees.
Okay.
And it's got this super rich caramelly flavor.
Okay.
But there's also this hint of smokiness.
Oh, interesting.
Which is really unique.
Yeah.
And it's used in everything savory dishes, desserts, even some drinks.
Wow, that's versatile.
Yeah, it's super versatile.
It's amazing how a single ingredient can be so connected to a region's food and culture.
It's true. It's a symbol of the region.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about agave nectar.
Agave. All right.
So this is made from the agave plant.
Right, which is native to Mexico.
Okay, yeah.
But it's becoming more and more available in India. You can find it in some health food stores and definitely online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the lowdown on agave nectar?
It's got this mild, almost neutral flavor.
Okay.
And it's actually sweeter than sugar.
Oh, wow.
And it's often marketed as a healthier alternative.
Okay.
Because it has a lower glycemic index.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Agave nectar is pretty high in fructose, which can be a problem if you have too much of it.
So again, it's about moderation.
Exactly, like with all sweeteners.
Wow, that was a whirlwind tour of natural sweeteners in India.
It was a journey.
It was a journey, right?
Yeah.
We went from ancient traditions to these super trendy options.
A whole spectrum.
It's amazing to see how much variety there is in India.
It really is.
It really makes you think differently about sweetness.
It does.
It's not just about table sugar.
Right, right.
There are all these other ways to experience sweetness, and they all have their own, flavors and health profiles.
And cultural significance.
And cultural significance, exactly.
Yeah.
So to our listeners, I hope this deep dive has inspired you to kind of step outside your comfort zone.
Explore a bit.
Yeah, explore.
Yeah.
Try some of these natural sweeteners. You might discover a new favorite.
You never know.
Yeah, and one that not only tastes good, but also like works for your health goals and your dietary preferences.
Yep.
So go out there, experiment, have fun with it.
Enjoy the sweetness.
Yeah, enjoy the sweetness.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.